Peoples, what is going on? I am Finesse, and this is the Indian Motorcycle Scout 101. All right, as you're looking at the front end of this bike, you're going to notice the 19-inch front wheel. It is a black wheel with the machined lip. Also, the front fender has been reworked. They added those two extra pieces here that cover the forks. Obviously, you're going to have dual disc Brembo brakes up front for this performance version of the bike. And then when we're looking at the front end, you're going to see that there's this fairing that's carried over from the previously known Scout Rogue, but is now the Sport Scout. You're going to have LED bullet style turn signals. You're going to have your radiator also right here up front in between the frame. And like they were saying in the press release, this S shape on the frame, you're going to see that throughout the bike where it just flows. It's really nice. All right, right up front here on either side of the frame, you're going to see some intake vents. Moving around to the back side here, you're going to see your adjustments for your front suspension. Looking at the control here on the right side, so you're going to have your run, stop. And then when we look here on the left, you're going to have your cruise control. There's a back button, that's for the ride command. There's also a page button on the right of that, which is also for the ride command system. And just below that, you're going to have your turn signals and hazard controls, along with the horn. All right, looking at the fuel tank. The fuel tank, they kind of softened it out a little bit and it's slightly larger. Of course, you're gonna have your 1250 badge right there, right along with the updated engine and your 2-to-1 exhaust. The frame flows into the rear suspension, which is right here. And this, it's just a nice look when you look at it. Also here, you're going to see your adjustments. You're going to have compression and rebound adjustments. And then, of course, like I said, down here, you've got your 2-to-1 exhaust. You also get a unique seat, which we'll talk about that here in a bit. The rear fender has been reworked as well. You've got a few extra lines here on this fender from the outgoing model. And if you look at the fuel tank from the rear end, you're going to see those lines from the fuel tank. They're going to flow back to the rear tin of the bike, which I think is just a nice touch. It just looks good from every angle. All right, of course, you're going to have your ride command up front there. If we take a closer look at the fuel tank, you're going to see there's 2 buttons here. These are auxiliary buttons for add-ons. And then, of course, you're going to have your Scout 101 edition plate right there on the fuel tank. All right, that's enough chatter. Let's hit the streets with the 101 Scout. So on the left side of the bike, you're going to have your power button. After that, it's normal startup procedures. So you'll hit your run and then press the start button. Make sure you're in first gear and you're ready to rock. All right, so with this motorcycle, the 101 Scout, you're going to have a fuel capacity of 3.4 gallons. You're going to have a ground clearance of about 4.4 inches. The lean angle is going to come in at 33 degrees. Your overall length of the bike is going to be 86.9 inches. You have a 29-degree rake on the front forks with a 4.8-inch trail. Your seat height is going to come in at 26.7 inches. The dry weight is going to be 549 pounds. And it has a wheelbase of 61.5 inches. So it is a small bike, just like the Scout lineup. So if you're familiar with the Scout lineup, this is going to be no different. All right. So as we're setting off here, this bike, I immediately felt the comfort that you have with the suspension. So you have your adjustable front and rear suspension. I did not set this bike up for my weight. This bike was, I'm assuming, set at factory settings. And if that's the case, typically Indian motorcycle settings are going to be in the middle of the settings range. And then, you can adjust from there. But that said, just hopping on the bike, if this bike was set up for my weight, if the ride got better than what it was right then and there, I would be thoroughly surprised. This bike has an amazing seat feel to it. It's balanced. It's just smooth. It soaks up the bumps. Just a really good ride. Whoever purchases this motorcycle, you are not going to be disappointed at all. All right, so let's go over a few more of the standard features. So with the 101 Scout, it's gonna come, well, it only comes one way, and that would be the limited tech trim. These would be the treatments that you're gonna get on this bike. So you're gonna have keyless ignition. You're gonna have the 4-inch ride command system with Ride Command Plus. All right. So now there was some confusion as far as what Ride Command gives you. So if you have a motorcycle, any motorcycle from Indian Motorcycles that has the Ride Command system, all right, you are going to get navigation embedded in that system, in addition to your ride modes, your tire pressure monitoring, and any of the other settings that you're going to be able to do on that motorcycle, all right? So you do get navigation for any model that has the Ride Command system. Now, when we're talking about Ride Command Plus, normally that is a paid feature, but according to the website, this bike is coming with it. It says it's pre-installed. Now, does that mean later on there's going to be a charge for the Ride Command Plus? That I don't know. It doesn't really go into detail about it. From what it looks like on the website is that, you know, the bike just comes with it, so it's going to have it. Now, I could be wrong on that. You know, time will tell for people that own the bike. But, you know, as a standard, you're getting the limited plus the tech trim. All right. Now, as we are rolling through downtown Austin here on Congress Street, in my mind, this is where this bike is going to live. If you are, you know, you need something kind of small, you need something, you know, you're getting back and forth to work, maneuverability, comfort, you're going to have it all right here for you. All right, so as I set off, the rear wheel chirped a little bit. I wasn't trying to do that intentionally, but, you know, if you need the power, you know, you're going to have some power there for you. So, if you are accustomed to the Indian Scout lineup, and let's just say you're coming off a Scout Bobber that has the 100 horsepower, and you're going to the 101 Scout with 111 horsepower, is that going to be something that's going to blow your mind? Probably not. But the power delivery on this motorcycle is really nice, right? Because when you get on it, you know, the power comes on, it comes on smooth. I mean, it's not something that's gonna like freak you out or anything like that. But it is it has a very linear power delivery. And to be honest with you, it took a little bit to get used to how the power came on. But once you get it, which, you know, it's really quick, then, you know, you can start to really enjoy the bike and what it's designed to do. All right, so as I was talking about seating position, if you look at my legs here, my knees are not going above the tank, or they're not even pointing, you know, upward. They're more in a downward position. So you're gonna have that, like I said, that ergonomic comfort of riding on this motorcycle. Just a really good job. I mean, you know, if you're familiar with the 101 Scouts, the 101 Scouts are the motorcycles that change the way that Indian Motorcycle has previously done the bikes, and this one really stands up to that, because to get the comfort, to get all the adjustments, to all the features that you're getting with this bike in such a small package. I just got off of this bike. Man, this bike really looks good. It's a very attractive bike. And I can tell you right now, this suspension is absolutely amazing. So, in my mind, I'm thinking this is like the baby Challenger now. You're getting the dual disc front brakes like you get on the Challenger. You're getting the fantastic suspension like you get on the Challenger. You're getting ride command like you have on the Challenger, but it's just in a smaller form factor. And being out here in the city was perfect. This was a perfect avenue for this motorcycle, because this is an actual environment in my mind that I see this bike in. And man, I'm glad Mrs. Finesse isn't here to ride it, because we would end up buying one. I just know it.
Call me Bucky, lucky that I'm innocent. If I didn't have no morals, I'd be menacing. How about rapping conscious but he ignorant? How he find the hood but still gon' go legitimate? How he fuck a bunch of but they still respect the women? He still rolling in Sonata, he just got the windows tinted. Homie stab me in the back and that can never be forgiven. And my palms been itching, man, I like your superstition. You can't have my phone number unless we running up the digits. Let me meditate, I just need a couple minutes. Tryna low by me, my cojones to the big ass. When I get high, I ain't looking at the clock, still ballin'.